F1 Manager is approaching its first month since release, and although we're still loving the game, we have noticed it's still not perfect. For a game that tries to replicate the world of F1 as closely as possible, we've identified some key areas that still need adding or improving. These might be small for some players, but when you can hire technical chiefs, get detailed car setups, and play in a game engine that looks so good, it's quite surprising these aspects aren't included. So with that being said, I'm Mark from RacingGames, and here are 3 things F1 Manager 22 is missing, in our opinion at least. Okay, so we did know sprint races would not be featuring in F1 Manager 22 before it launched. However, the more we play, the more they're missed. Love them or hate them, sprint races appear to be here to stay. We've already seen 2 this year, at Imola and Spielberg, and we still have 1 more to come at Interlagos, with 3 more coming in 2023. The fact that these races, and their points for positions, are not in the game is a huge shame. As a management sim, F1 Manager 22 should be as close to the real championship as possible, so not having them is a big negative. The game allows you to vote on points for qualifying positions and fastest laps, yet the biggest points haul outside of races is missing. We expect sprint races to be added in the next installment, and hopefully they will move around the calendar as you progress into future years. Maybe even the option to choose when sprint races take place too, either in the game start menu or through in-game voting. But for now, I guess it really is a marathon, not a sprint. Before we move on, have you subscribed to RacingGames yet? Just 1 click and you're on the RacingGames grid. Oh, and hit that notification bell too so you never miss an upload. Alright, on with the video. Safety cars in F1 Manager 22 are one of the biggest strategic turning points of any race. They can either gift you a free stop or totally ruin your undercut, the latter seeming to be the story of my racing career. However, in F1 Manager 22, if you are a lap down on the field, then they are absolutely the last thing you want to see. Lapped cars do not unlap themselves under the safety car in-game. Instead, they are just part of the queue, and as a result get blue flagged to the back once racing gets underway again. That means you can end up going a lap down to a car you were battling with if you are unfortunate enough to get split by the leader when the safety car was deployed. It also impacts those at the front of the grid, as cars can be slow to react to blue flags and can hold up the battle for the lead. We hope this is corrected in future updates, as it can really ruin races from any point if they come out later on in races. I mean, sure, we're getting a lovely recreation of Abu Dhabi 2021, but I'm pretty sure no one wants to relive the infamous Massey safety car. The Pirelli range of tyres is designed to provide slightly different levels of grip and durability depending on what compound you are using. In the real world, we can see differences of up to 0.7 of a second per lap in terms of pace between each of the compounds. The delta can even reach the 2-second mark when a driver puts on fresh softs and is racing someone on old mediums. Now imagine the gap between fresh softs and old hards, although again, that reminds me of Abu Dhabi last year, and I'm still not quite over it. In F1 Manager 22, the difference is much less. While there is a bit of a gap between compounds, it is pretty much negligible. Wear and temperature also don't impact the performance of the rubber very much. That means you can just trust the tyres to perform well until they reach the cliff edge at 30%, by which point you're already planning for a new set of boots anyway. All of this means that one-stop strategies and overcuts are pretty overpowered in F1 Manager 22 at the moment. This is something that really should be fixed as soon as possible, as it makes races relatively easy if you play into the optimum way of racing. I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I scored a Williams podium in my first season in Canada, all by switching to the hards and sticking out the rest of the race, so if I can do it, there's definitely something wrong. For those wondering, by the way, the optimum way is to start on the mediums and run them for as long as you can, before switching to the hards. Reacting to weather in safety cars is still vital, but by and large you can reuse the same strategy over and over in F1 Manager 22 and benefit greatly from prioritizing durability over peak grip. For a sport where there is no recognized meta, the fact that there is one in F1 Manager 22 means something needs to be tweaked. These are the 3 things we think need adding or fixing most in F1 Manager 22. What do you think? Are there any other features you think need to be added? Any fixes you think need to be made? Or do you think the game is just fine as it is? Let us know in the comments below. For now though, thanks for watching. I've been Mark from RacingGames. Please like and subscribe for all things F1 Manager 22, and now I'm off to study how to pull off the perfect race strategy. My current plan is to go the Albon method and only pit on the final lap. Absolute genius.